Very good morning, all of you. In the last class, we have discussed different atomic models to describe the where the electron, proton, neutrons are present in the atom. Like J. Thomson's atomic model, we have seen Rutherford's alpha scattering experiment. We have seen these two. Along with that, what is the atomic number? What is the mass number? What are the isotopes, isobars, isotones? We have seen all this. So today's topic, very important, electromagnetic radiation. What is that? Electromagnetic radiation. So what is the electromagnetic radiation? According to Maxwell, he said that any charged particle accelerated, it produces both electric field as well as magnetic field. Any charged particle accelerated, it produces both electric field and magnetic field. They transmitted in the form of waves. The waves are called electromagnetic waves. The radiations are electromagnetic radiations. So, according to the Maxwell, any charged particle accelerated, it produces both electric field and magnetic field. They are transmitted in the form of waves. That waves are called electromagnetic waves. The waves are called electromagnetic waves. The radiation is said to be electromagnetic radiation. So to explain the propagation of light, two theories are proposed. To explain the propagation of light, two theories are proposed. One is wave theory, another one is corpuscular theory. One is wave theory, another one is corpuscular theory. So the corpuscular theory was given by Newton. So first we will see the wave theory. So according to Huygens, light travels in the form of waves from the luminous object or from the source, you can say. It is luminous. Light travels in the form of waves from the luminous source in all directions. According to the Huygens, he told that light travels in the form of waves in all directions from luminous source or from the luminous object. So this is according to the Huygens. Light travels in all directions in the form of waves. So according to the Maxwell proposed that accelerated charged particle. According to the Maxwell, accelerated charged particles perpendicular to each other. According to the Maxwell, any charged particle perpendicular to each other and perpendicular to the propagation of light. So what he tried to say that any charged particle is accelerated, that components are perpendicular to each other and perpendicular to the propagation of light. For example, if you observe that corner of wall, anything, so you can see that like this one we are having, this is suppose you assume that this is the propagation of light, and at the end you can see that one roof like this, one roof like this. Is it clear? So this is a straight one, vertical one. So one is like this, another one is like this. Is it clear? This is normally this is a wall what we are seeing here. So one is like this, another roof like this. So if you assume this is the propagation of light, this is a propagation of light, this is a this is a electric field, this is a magnetic field. So total 3, x, y, z. Suppose x is a propagation of light, for example, y, z are perpendicular to each other. So y component, electric field or magnetic field, both are perpendicular to each other. What he said that any charged particle accelerated, those components, electric field and magnetic field, are perpendicular to each other and perpendicular to the propagation of light. Perpendicular to the propagation of light. So these components have same wavelength. Electric field and magnetic field, if you take that, both are having the same wavelength and frequency, which are perpendicular to each other. Suppose if you observe here, this is an x-axis, propagation of light. This is a y-axis and this is a z-axis. So y-axis you can see here, this is the y-axis, for example, you are observing. So what is happening there? So the snake is going like this on the snake is going on the earth. Just assume like this. So this is a, is it clear? This one. This is a magnetic field. Is it clear? So this one is a magnetic field. Is it clear? Next, to take the z-axis, the snake is moving like this. Just to assume. Is it clear? So one is horizontal, another one is vertical. Along the z-axis you can see the vertical snake. Along the y-axis, horizontal snake. How it is moving? Just you assume for your understanding purpose. So along the y-axis we are having the electric magnetic field. Along the z we are having the electric field. Is it clear? Along the, see here clearly, this is a horizontal one, this is a magnetic field, this is a magnetic field, and this is a electric field. Whatever it is, which are perpendicular to each other, each other. Is it clear? So which is propagation to the propagation of light, both are perpendicular. That is a very important simple thing. For the propagation of light, the components, one electric field, another one is magnetic field, both are perpendicular to each other, perpendicular to the propagation of light. So next, if you see that, for practice purpose we will take any one. So the height of the wave is called crest, the depth of the wave is called trough. Is it clear? Height of the wave is crest, the depth, the downward wave is a trough. And unlike sound waves and water waves, electromagnetic radiation does not require any medium. Unlike sound waves and water waves, electromagnetic waves or electromagnetic radiation does not require any medium that can travel even in the vacuum. So according to the Maxwell, he said that any charged particle, electric field and magnetic fields perpendicular to each other and perpendicular to the propagation of light. They are having the same wavelength and frequency, which are perpendicular to each other. So this is a magnetic field, this is a electric field, but both are perpendicular to each other. Okay, now we will see a few important terms to describe the wave. That is very important. First is the wavelength, second one frequency and wave number, finally amplitude. First come to the wavelength. So how can we define the wavelength? The distance between the any two successive crests or any two successive troughs. The distance between the any two successive crests or any two successive crests, that is called wavelength. The distance between the any two successive crests or any two successive crests, they are called as wavelength. That is indicated with Greek letter lambda. That is a symbol lambda. Next, units for that wavelength you can express angstroms, centimeters, meters, nanometers, picometers, micron. 1 angstrom is equal to 10 to the power of minus 8 centimeters equal to 10 to the power of minus 10 meters. 1 nanometer equal to 10 to the power of minus 7 centimeters equal to 10 to the power of minus 9 meters equal to 10 angstrom. 1 picometer is equal to 10 to the power of minus 10 centimeters equal to 10 to the power of minus 12 meters equal to 10 to the power of minus 2 angstrom. 1 micron is equal to 10 to the power of minus 6 meters or 10 to the power of minus 4 centimeters. So this is a wavelength. The distance between the any two successive crests or troughs, that is called wavelength. Next, frequency, that is indicated with nu, nu. So the number of waves, what is that? The number of waves passed through a point. Number of waves passed through a point per unit second. Suppose this is a one point. The number of waves passed through a point per unit second. 1 second is called frequency. Number of waves passed through a point in 1 second, that is called frequency. Units are cycle per second, second universe, or hertz. What are they? Cycle per second, second universe, or hertz. Speed, velocity of the light is very important, is equal to wavelength into frequency. That is C is equal to lambda mu is equal to C by lambda. So by this what we can say that mu is inversely proportional to the wavelength. Frequency is inversely proportional to the wavelength. If frequency is more, wavelength is less. If frequency is less, wavelength is more. This is the wavelength, the distance between any two successive crests or troughs. Frequency, the number of waves passed through a point in 1 second. That is nu, that is lambda. Nu is equal to C by lambda. Nu, frequency is always inversely proportional to the wavelength. Now another one, wave number. That is indicated with nu bar. That is indicated with nu bar. The number of waves present in 1 unit length. The number of waves present in 1 unit length, that is called as wave number. The number of waves present in 1 unit length, that is called wave number. That is nu bar is equal to, that is nu bar is equal to 1 by lambda. The nu bar is equal to 1 by lambda. What are the units? Units centimeter universe or meter universe. SI unit, there is a meter universe. So mu is equal to C 1 by lambda. You know that mu is equal to, right here, mu is equal to C 1 by lambda. So now mu is equal to C nu bar. Now nu bar is equal to nu by C. So these are the few relationship we have remember that mu is equal to c by lambda. Mu is equal to c. 1 by lambda is a nu bar, isn't it? Nu bar is equal to 1 by lambda. Now nu is equal to nu bar is equal to nu by c. This is our wave number. So number of waves present in one unit length, that is called wave number. Let's come to the energy. Energy of light is directly proportional to the frequency. Energy of light is directly proportional to the frequency. E is equal to constant h, that is a Planck's constant, frequency nu. Now units are kilocalorie per mole, kilojoule per mole. What are the SI units? Joule per mole. What is that? Joule per mole. Next, another one, amplitude. The height of the crust. What is that? The height of the crust or the depth of the trough is called amplitude. Height of the crust or depth of the trough is called amplitude. So this indicates the strength or intensity or brightness of the radiation. Strength or intensity or brightness of radiation. So this is indicated with A. Amplitude indicated with A. Amplitude is the height of the crust or the depth of the trough. That is called amplitude. That is radiation's strength or intensity or brightness. So this is a wave number. The number of waves present in one unit length, that is a wavelength. Nu bar is equal to 1 by lambda. Energy is directly proportional to the frequency. E is directly proportional to nu. E is equal to h nu. H is a Planck's constant. Amplitude, the height of the crust or the depth of the trough is amplitude. It gives information about the strength or intensity or brightness of radiation. Now we will see the electromagnetic spectrum. So what is the electromagnetic spectrum? The arrangement of different types of radiations. The arrangement of different types of radiation in the order of increasing wavelength or decreasing in the frequencies. Electromagnetic radiation means the arrangement of different types of radiations, either increasing order of their wavelength or decreasing order of their frequencies. That is called electromagnetic spectrum. Either increasing order of their wavelengths or decreasing order of their frequencies. That is called electromagnetic spectrum. Here we are having an electromagnetic spectrum. One, cosmic rays, gamma rays, X-rays, ultraviolet, visible, infrared, microwaves, TV waves, radio waves. So what are those? C, G, X, U, V, I, M, T, R. Cosmic, gamma, X-rays, ultraviolet, visible, infrared, microwaves, TV waves, radio waves. So here if you observe that from bottom to top. So if you observe here, wavelength decreases, frequency increases. Already you know that energy is inversely proportional to the frequency. This is very important. Frequency is inversely proportional to the wavelength. So wavelength decreases, frequency increases from bottom to top. From bottom to top, wavelength decreases, frequency increases. From top to bottom, what is happening there? Frequency decreases, wavelength increases. So which is the top one? Cosmic rays and gamma rays, which having the higher frequency, lower wavelength. The bottom one, radio waves, they have the higher wavelength, lower frequencies. Is it clear? So remember this one code CZT. CGXUVIMTR. This code is very important to remember. In competitive test they ask the order sometimes. CGXUVIMTR. Okay, cosmic rays, gamma rays, X-rays, ultraviolet, visible, infrared, micro, TB, radio. Maximum energy, cosmic. Some in the book they mention only gamma. Cosmic is more. Okay, anyhow, cosmic next gamma. There higher frequency, lower wavelength. TV and radio, yeah, lower frequency, higher wavelength. In this all radiations, the radiations which we can see with eye, that is visible rays. What are they? Visible rays. In the visible region you can find. The wavelength of the visible region 380 to 760 nanometers. Visible rays contains mainly violet, indigo, blue, green, yellow, orange, red. Is it clear? Violet is having a lower wavelength with higher frequency 7.5 to 10 to the power of 14 hertz. Red is having the highest wavelength 760 nanometers with lower frequency 4 into 10 to the power of 14 hertz. So higher wavelength red color, lower wavelength violet color. So lower wavelength contains higher frequency, higher wavelength contains lower frequency. Is it clear? So this is a electromagnetic spectrum. The arrangement of different types of radiations in the order of increasing wavelength or decreasing frequencies, they are called electromagnetic spectrum. So cosmic, gamma, X, ultraviolet, visible, infrared, microwaves, TV waves, radio waves. So only the region what we can see, visible region. So visible region 380 to 760 nanometers. Violet 380 to 380 nanometers. Indigo 430 to 460 nanometers. Blue 460 to 500 nanometers. Green 500 to 560 nanometers. Yellow 560 to 595 nanometers. Orange 595 to 620 nanometers. Red 620 to 760 nanometers. So these are the visible region containing different radiations with different frequencies and wavelengths.